Welcome to the Apartment Guys, where we dive deep into all things multifamily investing. Our mission is to educate, inspire, and empower real estate investors to reach their highest potential. Each week, host Tate Seamer interviews high-level guests from all over the industry who are sure to bring valuable, actionable ideas that will propel your career to the next level. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned investor, you are in the right place. And now your host, the Apartment Guy, Tate Seamer.
Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Apartment Guys, coming at you today on this wonderful Thursday and early, what are we? Early April.
I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday.
The month changed. No, this is going to come out on Thursday, though, Chelsea. So come on, we're recording. This is like a media, right? You got to like anticipate this stuff. No, Chelsea and I are here. Chelsea Garber, my partner and one-time guest on the show, and one of my dear friends is with us on the show with me today, and I'm really excited about that. We've got some exciting things to share with you. Three really exciting and I think are very exciting announcements to make. And that's basically what we're going to be doing today. But I wanted everybody to have a chance to get reacquainted with Chelsea. And there's a good reason for this that we'll share with you at the end of the episode. But Chelsea, as I mentioned, is one of my two partners in GREENLIGHT, and the other one is Carl York. Many of you hear me talk about both Chelsea and Carl a lot on the episode. And I think that I'm an extremely lucky person to have Chelsea as a partner and Carl too, for that matter. But Chelsea just brings a very professional, thorough knowledge base of multifamily transactions and really the whole business. And I think a lot of that is due to the Michael Blanc program that you went through and you really putting your heart and soul into that, but also just being talented and good at what you do and hardworking. And I just feel really blessed. Chelsea and I handle our kind of the acquisitions side of our business in addition to a number of other things, but that's kind of our main focus, I guess. And we work really closely together. We underwrite together. We write letters of intent and offers together. So we're very much an everyday duo and with Carl, a trio. So Chelsea, I'm stoked to have you on the show. Welcome.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here. Not once, but now twice. Quite the honor. I'm not only obviously a huge fan of your podcast, as we were saying before, there's so many great podcasts out there, but I have always been a huge fan of yours, even, before we started really working together. And I just love all of the content that you provide to the listeners, and you're a teacher and a learner at heart. And it's just been so awesome working with you and Team GREENLIGHT and getting to be a part of this. So I'm excited to dive a little bit deeper in today about what we're working on together and, how we can definitely help some others along the way. Yeah,
me too. So before we kind of dig into that, we had you on the show before and we dove deep into your background and your story, but share with the listeners just a little bit about, where you're from and kind of how you got to professionally, how you got to where you are, and obviously talk a little bit about ROI by design as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So for those who don't know, was born and raised in New York in a small town outside of just about 45 minutes out of New York City called Pleasantville. And it was as pleasant as it sounds. I actually went to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City and studied interior design, and went on to work, for other award-winning design firms and in homes of celebrities, and sort of along the way, started my own design firm. So have had design firms in both New York and actually in Los Angeles as well. And most of my work was really residential based, high-end residential, multi-plus million-dollar homes. And kind of along that way, I transitioned a bit into some commercial work, did about 1 million square feet of office, got some, some start-offs up off the ground, and just have always loved being part of the building process as like a true, I think, entrepreneur. And is not always quite common when you come to thinking interior designers and entrepreneurs, because oftentimes it's a hard balance of the creative and the business. And I can say that I'm truly passionate about design, and I'm also very business oriented. So I think I kind of found my niche sort of in the multifamily space. We'll get into a little bit later, but in any event, worked in Manhattan, had, as I mentioned, had firms, and I was just really burnt out by the business, living in New York, working for my end user, who are absolutely fabulous people, but they are very, these are CEOs, executives of Fortune 500 companies, people that are very demanding in both their business and personal lives. So it sort of started to take a toll on me. And Tate had alluded to earlier, I am a student of Michael Blanc's mentorship. So I thought, I had started like most people, this is back in 2018, listening to Bigger Pockets and getting acquainted with podcasts and books, and really indulged in that learning process and thought, okay, I know I want to get into multifamily because I see the opportunity here on a larger scale, but I wasn't quite sure how. And like most people, I went ahead and flipped a couple of houses and realized that was an absolute, like, just replacing one job with another, which I was trying to not do. Right. And I came across Michael Blanc and really just loved his content and joined his program. And this was back in 2019, and just learned the ins and outs of multifamily, and thought, if I'm going to get into this space and let's, for the sake of it, say, like, play with the big dogs, right? And with other people's money, I wanted to be really well educated and have a support system and team behind me. So this is 2019. I left New York, moved to California, thought, I'm going to go full force into multifamily. It's going to be like my full-time thing. And it didn't quite happen that way. I still had to continue working some of my design businesses. But what did happen is I started showing up to these events, and Michael Blanc hosts a wonderful event called Dealmaker Live every June or July, typically in Dallas. And I had met Tate there. And this was also the summer, I think it must've been, it was the summer of 2019. You meet so many people at these events, you trade business cards, you hook up on LinkedIn, Facebook, and we just kind of organically kept in touch. And I saw, at this point, Tate, Carl, the Greenlight duo was a couple steps ahead of me in the space, meaning that, they had done some land entitlements and small multifamily. And, but more importantly, what I saw is I was like, Tate lives and Carl are living an awesome life. They live in Utah, they're skiing, they're mountain biking. And I could just really tell that they were really good people and really hardworking people. So we kept in touch for about a year. And then, come 2020, the pandemic comes, and like most people, at this point are fleeing where they're living and not sure what to do next. And I had an opportunity to move to Utah and join Greenlight. And it really, the foundation of that was that we shared mostly a lot of the same values, the big picture goals. Like Tate and I are, I think that when we think of like the visionaries, Tate definitely leads the ship, and I'm usually there like pushing him along and thinking really big and kind of working our way backwards. So we definitely we glued together on so many different levels. And in addition to that, have been on board Greenlight now. It's been a year and a half, September of 2020. Just prior to that, really what kind of actually really brought us together is I had just started a multifamily design firm called ROI by Design. And this was truly out of a passion for design and multifamily, and seeing how could we help, other multifamily investors, syndicators, help boost, not only like the income on their property, but through, the overall quality of living for their tenants through really cost-effective design solutions. And Tate believed in me and the idea, and truthfully was my first project and got the business off the ground. And, fast forward, we've gone on to do, 4,000 plus doors and probably over 30 projects. But in any event,
just to be clear, Greenlight hasn't done 4,000 doors. ROI by Design. Just to clarify. Yeah,
we're on our way to 4,000 at Greenlight.
We are. Yep.
But so, anyways, I really felt that at this point in my life there was an alignment to have my multifamily design firm, ROI by Design, be fully integrated with GREENLIGHT. So not only do our buildings benefit from all of the strategies of doing cost-effective design, again, mostly C, B class, although we do some new development. So this is what is our differentiating factor? People ask oftentimes at GREENLIGHT, and I say we really have an important emphasis on aesthetic. I think aesthetic is something that should be available to all levels of tenant base or asset class, no matter what your income is. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard me on other podcasts, and we stand true to the fact that when people feel really good about their living situation, you have happy tenants, they thrive in other areas of their life. And that really is just trickles down to, a property level, to our investors, to ourselves. And our big picture is, how do we create beautiful communities that people want to live in, right? That are safe.
Right.
So being
Right.
able to have ROI by Design and then to work, full-time at GREENLIGHT is really, like, Tate said, it's a blessing. I'm so incredibly grateful to be aligned and to be doing things on this bigger scale, which is helping other people create, not only us creating an impact, but then letting those people create an impact on the world. So
Yeah.
I know that was a little long-winded. I'm supposed to take a break, but
No, that was great, Chelsea.
out there.
It's important. It's important that the listeners know all this about you because of what we're going to announce here in a little bit, amongst other things. But your background it's a fun story and it's impressive. And we at the podcast and at GREENLIGHT have no affiliation with Michael Blanc at all, officially. And by the way, his name is spelled BLANK, for those of you that might want to reference that. But we both have obviously attended his events. Chelsea did his mentorship program, and we're just big believers in it because we've gotten incredible results out of the events. This partnership wouldn't exist without that Dealmaker Live event 2.5 years ago, I guess. Now let's just kind of move forward. I want to share a little bit with the listeners, with you on the show, kind of what GREENLIGHT's up to right now. And we do have a fun announcement to make that we'll make here in just a minute. But as Chelsea mentioned, GREENLIGHT, you alluded to this. We grew a lot last year. We bought 6 communities, 3 in Columbus and 3 in Oklahoma City. And those totaled 572 doors. And really what we're doing is we are scaling right now, and we're sourcing deals that are, sometimes twice the size, at least, of what we currently own. And so we're looking to take down bigger deals, get bigger loan sources and equity sources to do the deals. We talk a lot on the show about the advantages and the scalability of multifamily. Basically, one of them is leverage and scalability, and you can't duplicate that. So, for instance, we've written offers recently on 350-ish units, for closer to 400 units, 250. We've got some in the pipe, and we've got one in particular that we're going to tell you about here. That we have really in the pipe. So basically, GREENLIGHT is we're a boutique acquisitions and operations firm here based in Salt Lake City, but we invest in Columbus, Ohio, and Oklahoma City, and some of the markets within a couple of hours of those 2 markets. And we love those cities because they're both cash flow and appreciation markets, which are pretty hard to find these days. And there's a lot of inventory in those cities. There's a lot of assets that are trading hands. So it gives us a great opportunity. And we've spent the last couple of years in both markets setting up our infrastructure and our property management team and our construction teams and everything else. So we pretty much always have opportunities to partner with us. So if you'd like to learn more about what that looks like, probably the best thing to do is to go to our website, which is, you can find at investwithgreenlight.com. And you can actually, if you'd like to, book an appointment with me personally, and we can discuss investing and what your goals are and what your needs are and that sort of thing, and talk about how to get you to that next level. If you're an active investor, do the same thing. We can consult and have a jam session, brainstorm session about how to move your business forward and how we could possibly work together even. So there's a lot of opportunity for you, the listener, to be involved with what we're doing at Greenlight. And we're excited to continue to share that opportunity with you on a week by week basis through the podcast. And if you're on our email list, hopefully you are, you're getting our email updates and whatnot as well. So I alluded to, we've got 3 big announcements to make, and we'll kind of finish off with these 3 big announcements, Chelsea. But the first one is, I'll take this one. Tomorrow, which is today, Thursday, the 7th of April, we are launching a new downloadable ebook on the website. And the ebook it's about 5-6 pages long. It's the shortest, most powerful read you'll ever hold in your digital hands. And it's all about being financially independent and retiring early, which is also known as the FIRE movement. And we specialize, or we kind of customize the book specifically for apartment investing. So it's got a really cool twist on it. And it's all about how to get to that place of financial independence so that you can do whatever it is you want to do with your life. And most of us probably won't retire. Maybe some will, but it's more about doing just financial freedom, right? Being able to do what you want to do with who you want to do it with and when you want to do it. Like, that's kind of what it's all about. And whether that's, philanthropy, charity work, volunteer, building a new business, reinvigorating an old business, whatever that looks like for you. So that ebook is available right now as you listen to this at investwithgreenlight.com/ebook. So investwithgreenlight.com/ebook. You can download that there. And then that's announcement number 1. Super exciting, right? Like, financial independence, get to do whatever you want, when you want, who you want, all that stuff. The second announcement is, I'm going to let you really dive into this one, Chelsea, but we actually have a real life opportunity to get involved and do that, right? So we have a new deal to talk about that we're launching next week. So Chelsea, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited for you. I know you've been working on the FIRE, the ebook for 6+ months now, if not a year. And you co-wrote it with an amazing with
Travis Watts. Travis Watts. I should have mentioned my co-author sooner, but Travis and I teamed up on the book, and he was fantastic to work with. I love Travis.
Yeah, I mean, just 2 stand-up guys that are full of information and knowledge, and really at the end of the day wanting to help people become financially independent. So that's a must read. And I love the fact that it's only 5 or 6 pages. There's so much information out there. So everybody has time for that. So I can't wait to share it with everybody I know. But yeah, so new deal alert, that this is really exciting for so many reasons. I don't know, Tate, if we can mention the name of the deal specifically, or we want to keep that vague.
We probably, we can mention the name of the deal at this point. Yep.
Okay. Yep. All right. I mean, we have a signed contract as of last week. The name of the property is called 43 at New Albany. And unless you've been living under a rock the last 3 months, you might recognize the name New Albany because it's been all over the news. It is where the Intel chip factory will be, starting development. I think they're breaking ground. Was it this year?
October. Yep.
Yeah, this year. So we'll be the biggest chip factory in the world, and
$20 billion campus.
Yeah, 20 billions. And you can imagine what the direct and indirect, wave that is going to have in this particular submarket of Columbus. And New Albany is already a wealthy, beautiful, highly desirable part of Columbus with great school districts. And then this news came to life right as we were putting the deal, officially under contract in the last month or so. And it just got us all excited even more. So kind of just to talk a little bit more about the actual deal itself. And We can go into the location specific at a later date on our webinar, or people can reach out to us. But 43 at New Albany is a 43 unit brand new development. We are purchasing actually directly from the developer himself. He's again, another boutique developer with a great reputation in town for putting out and building great product. And for whatever reason, he's decided not to hold on to this. I think he has some other projects he's investing in. So we had been working on this deal for, it's probably been a year now, back and forth, meeting with him. So the building was constructed in 2021. It's 43 units. It's nestled off of a main street in New Albany, adjacent to a beautiful outdoor park that's just full of walking trails and wooded, completely all trees. Gorgeous. So the location is absolutely stellar. And one of the things we love about the project, but some of the other things is, this is a brand new development in A+ class community with a mix of 1 and 2 bedrooms. And the owner really spared, no expense here. I mean, top of the line materials, building materials, finished materials, smart technology, detached garage, plug-in for electric vehicle, storage lockers. Again, it's a little bit more boutique, so we're not going to be the giant swimming pool with a huge gym. This is a place where you come to live and know your neighbors. But we're super excited about this because for the price that we're buying it, you cannot rebuild it, today as it stands. So that's a win in itself. B, this is going to be a little bit of a longer term hold for us. But with that comes lower risk, being that it's a new development. They're very much in the lease up phase now. They're achieving actually above target rents than what we had originally projected. We're almost actually getting pro forma rents as it stands versus a year from now. This particular submarket has trended at 10% rent increase over the last at least 1, if not 2 years. So although we don't underwrite that it's going to continue in that direction, there is a huge demand for housing and very low supply. And with this Intel chip factory coming in, we think we know that this opportunity is unique compared to some of our other ones that we've done. And we're also just really excited that it's A class. It is of course, work for like a younger demographic, definitely well-to-do. The average income in this area, I believe, is a little over 100,000. So there are strong rent comps and income comps to support the rents here. And I'm sure I'm missing stuff here, and you can take over. But
no, you're capturing the essence of this deal. It's really it's a wonderful opportunity to get involved in what is already a high growth market that's going to be on steroids when billions and billions of dollars are injected into the community, and all the support services and support businesses that go along with that, the roads, all the infrastructure. It's going to have a massive impact. And we anticipate this property performing beautifully in all ways, but in particular in the rent growth way. So what you want to do is you want to get on our investor list, and you do that by going to investwithgreenlight.com, and there's a tab right at the top. Can't miss it. Join investor list. And this way you'll get email updates on this deal and everything else that we're doing. And this particular deal, we're having a webinar on next Thursday, which is a week from today. If you happen to be listening to this on the day it releases, and if you're not, you may have missed it, but it's going to be the 14th of April, Thursday, and time to be determined. But we will be doing a live webinar on this deal. So if you'd like to look at getting involved at any level, we're here to help with that. And for that matter, I just want to kind of end this episode with letting you know, well, we actually have one more really exciting announcement, but I'll save that for the very, very, very end. But I just want to let you guys know what we're here for and how we can help. And basically, we obviously have opportunities on an ongoing basis for passive investors. We can help with achieving goals, like talking about developing your investor your investment goals, your risk profile, what you're looking for. As Chelsea mentioned, this particular deal that we're about to launch is a lower risk deal, and it's still a pretty high reward deal actually, but it's lower risk because it's not a value add. Almost every of the other projects we've done has some sort of value add component where we're doing construction, we're repositioning the asset with new tenants and a new tenant base. That all takes time. There's lots of moving parts and there's risk in doing that. And this particular property just has that all wrapped up in a bow and ready to go forward. So we can help you if you're a passive investor looking to invest. We can help you if you're an active investor looking to invest. We're here to kind of help and coach and mentor a little bit. We don't have any formal program that we're doing just yet with our own coaching or mentorship, but we love to just help, and we love to meet people in the industry and find out what you're up to and see how we can contribute. And we just really believe that when we serve, that's really the best way to make sure that, you know, we're being as successful as possible, because when you serve, it comes back, right? Like, it's just one of those laws of the universe that when you serve selflessly without expecting anything in return, like, it comes back to you. So we're here to help you in that way. We've got lots of resources. We know all the audiobooks and podcasts and conferences and everything else. So yeah. So just reach out to us through the website. I'm Tate at glequitygroup.com. Chelsea is Chelsea at glequitygroup.com. CHELSEA. I got that right. Sweet.
Of course you know it.
First time. So one last exciting announcement, and this is like really thrilling to me, and that is that we're going to be doing a second episode every week of the Apartment Guys podcast, and it's going to be featuring none other than Chelsea Garber herself and me. And a lot of times it'll be just like this, where it's the two of us and we're talking about different things that we're running up against, challenges, ways that we've worked through challenges, different strategies, and ways that we think we can help you. Sometimes we'll have guests on, but it's going to be really fun and really cool. They're going to be shorter episodes than what we've done so far. The 85 episodes that we've produced are usually closer to 45 to 55 minutes, and Chelsea's and my episodes will be probably about half that. I'm thinking, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but we're really excited about it. And I'm excited to show Chelsea off, quite frankly. Like, she's one of Greenlight's highest and best assets, and having her to be willing to be on the show and be an apartment guy, like being willing to put up with that. Like, I'm just super grateful and really excited. So Chelsea, welcome to the Apartment Guys, like, permanently.
Officially.
I
am honored. I mean, you have quite the listener base, and I think through our own experiences and trials and tribulations, we can hopefully add a lot of value to, again, both passive and active investors, and talk about some of the things that maybe people don't really talk about on these shows, which is the, multifamily is by no means what we would consider easy. It
right.
A lot of work, and so really excited to share our journey there and bring on some other great guests and just continue to be of value. And I so appreciate you, Tate, and Team Greenlight. I feel like I'm absolutely the luckiest person in the world.
Yeah, well, it's very mutual, and it's mutual admiration society here on the Apartment Guys. But it's real. Like, the three of us really like being together and, like working together and traveling together and kind of doing our thing. And we have a very unique vision for the next 3 years on how this is going to go. And we have it all written out and typed up, and all our goals are written, and we're going to grow big time in the next.
Maybe we can do an episode on our vivid vision.
We should do an episode on the vivid vision. Absolutely. That's a great idea.
And help people kind of structure theirs. It's been pretty transformative in our business, and I'm excited about it. Our team's excited about it. And I think it'll get other people excited not even about our business, but about their own business.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will absolutely do that. In fact, we should do that next.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great next one to do. Well, listeners, as far as that last announcement goes, we're not officially launching the second episode per week. Probably next week. It's going to look like more like end of the month. I'm thinking it will be coming out on either Mondays or Tuesdays, and the normal episodes, as all of you know, come out on Thursdays. So that's what we're looking at, and we're super excited. We hope you are too. And with that, we'll just wish you all the best luck out there and all the good things that can happen in business and happen in this industry. And hopefully whatever it is that you need to get to the next level starts really manifesting for you this week. And let us know how we can help. We're always here. Book an appointment with us and with me and Chelsea. Maybe we can have them book appointments with you someday too. So
people
because you're just, you got all this time in your schedule, right? To fill.
We got a lot of deal flow lately. It's a good thing.
Right.
But no, always happy to connect with anyone. You can, find me on LinkedIn, Chelsea Garber. Like Tate mentioned, Chelsea at glequitygroup.com. Love to stay in touch and just continue to expand our network and resources. And ultimately, this is one big team sport. So we're definitely on it.
Yep, absolutely. So it's teamwork makes the dream work around here. So yeah, great listeners. Thank you for listening to another episode all the way through. If you're listening to these episodes and really taking them in and listening to the end and taking notes, like you're doing good things and you're on the right path. So keep it up, keep doing your good stuff that you're doing, and you'll get there. Have some patience too. That goes a long way right now. So with that, listeners, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to The Apartment Guys with Tate Seamer. Tate and friends are grateful to have you as a loyal listener. If you like what you've heard, please subscribe, rate, review, and share with friends on your Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or any other podcast platform. Also, check out Tate's YouTube channel for videos of many of these episodes and more. Until next time, take massive action steps and rock on.